Welcome everyone. We are very happy to having you here today. It's actually the best way to be involved. So thank you very much for being with us here, and wish you good luck to every candidate of any category. But first of all, I would love to hear some voice from you and give it a shout, because actually it's not easy to be here, but we are very happy and we do appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so we'll be hosting today's event for you. We are totally here to you. Any question are welcome. Let me introduce ourselves. So here's my beautiful student rep assistant for School of Computing and Digital Media, and also Art, Architecture and Design, Karen.
Thank you very much for being here, for being candidates, and of course for being present today. I know that all of you have a million commitments, but you still managed to be here. That's Michal, student for the architecture course. He is very present in the university life, and he's also a NUS delegate. So I'm very glad to have Michal hosting this event, and let's start.
So firstly, we have a VP for Education.
You can put the comments here.
Okay, guys, please feel free to join us. The places are to you. So, what the VP Education means? The VP Education Officer, a very responsible role at London Metropolitan, is representing and supporting the student body in matters related to education. All of them. They ensure that student views are heard and students are involved in key discussion situations, and that affect the academic learning experience of all students at the university. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good evening everyone. I hope you're all well. How are we feeling today? Okay, great stuff. I'm grateful to be standing here today for the second year running for the Vice President Education Officer role here at London Met University Students' Union. My name is Tamika, and I have recently graduated with a BA Education Honours degree. And during my time as a student officer, as a student studying here at London Met, I have had the honour of serving as student rep for the last 3 years on my course. Sorry. Okay. I ran in the elections last year because of my ever-growing passion. I'm shaking. Can I sit down? I ran in the elections last year because of my ever-growing passion in education. This is why I'm running for the role again, because I just love anything academic and related to education. I care about the student experience, and I understand the importance of having a quality education, which is inclusive for all. I would like to represent all students university-wide and to continue to be a part of the changes that you, the students, feel are important. My manifesto goals this year are to advocate for quality learning and teaching. I will work hard to ensure that all London Met students experience excellent quality in teaching, learning, and including access to resources and support they require. I will introduce education officer drop-in sessions, engage with critical and inclusive pedagogy, working with academics to ensure widespread best practice. I will also work closely with university colleagues to expand academic and pastoral peer-to-peer support. I will also work with student reps by having meetings once a month with student rep assistants to collaborate with liberation officers and society leaders. We will create workshops for ways to advance communication between lecturers and students, and we will also give incentives and rewards. I shall campaign on behalf of the student body for clear constructive feedback on assessments, review the current litigation processes, and do the research to find out what works for students. I will have a holistic approach to and focus on student outcomes, diversifying and inclusive assessment to guarantee the impact of the cost of living crisis on you and your studies is considered when determining your progress and award. I will also promote wellbeing and mental health workshops for students. I will also focus on the decolonising of the curriculum and continue to have the wellbeing campaign and spread mental health awareness across the university. I will also work in collaboration with stakeholders on the disability support for students. My other focus will be to support international students to settle into London university life and support liberation officers and their forums. I want to continue to be VP Education Officer and be your voice. I will put everything I have learned this year into my role into practice and continue to build connections with key stakeholders across the university through various committees. I will continue to build more connections during my time here so that I can advocate for students effectively. Vote for me if you would like to have the best educational experience. I am here for you, the students. Together, we have that time.
Now we are having our candidate, Keno, and welcome. Just to remind you, we have just for 2 minutes speech. That's all right, no problem. Okay, and welcome.
Okay. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi. I want to thank you all for coming. And I want to thank you, guys, Eddie, every one of you for organizing this great event. It's not easy. You guys are doing a great job. Actually, I'm a new student, and this is just like 2 months. But because of the issues I had when I came in, I decided to be a part of this, to be able to represent students in my own little way. Sorry, my name is Enokaru, and I am running for the position of Vice President Education. I want to let you know that I came out for this position because I believe I have what it takes. I have the leadership skills and the realistic ideas to assist students and to be around this office. One of the things that made me want to be part of this is because, first, as each year goes by, I know that students will keep having more applications from students. And it is very important that each student that comes here have quality education. So I am going to be in the position to, I believe, I would like to let, sorry, can I start up?
It's okay.
Okay, so with increasing applications, it needs to be ensured that quality of education that all students receive is the best. Students need to make sure that they are staying here during their stay in the University of London. They receive a quality education. And one of the problems I had when I started was knowing my model. I didn't really know much about it. So now, because it has helped me, and I know being an international student, there are other students in that field, in that shoe too. So now I want to focus on using what I had, the experience I had, to use it to teach students of the things they need to do. I want to make sure that students are properly informed in the type of model they are choosing. And I want to make sure that I represent students in their welfare, in their education, during their stay and even after their stay in this great institution. Thank you so much.
Okay, hello Tamika, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So guys, you have a second. no,
Run away.
Slowly. So guys, now is the time for questions to the public. If the public has any questions, please feel free, the floor is open to you. Any questions to the public? Take the mic.
Both of you mentioned that you want to get the best for the students, and both mentioned that you wanted to work with various societies and things within the university itself. How much do you know about the passport scheme?
Okay, and that's the question for two candidates, yeah? Okay, thank you. Go on, sir.
Okay, I'm going to be totally honest. I've heard of the passport scheme. My memory is really bad sometimes. I'll have to look back into it. But yeah, I honestly can't answer that right now. I'm sorry.
Yes, I will look into that. I'll research about that, and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If the public has any more questions on the floor. Okay, lovely. And if you can introduce yourself, say the course, what you study, and what's your name.
Oh, okay. My name is Bailey and I study psychology and sociology. I just wanted to ask, because both of you guys kind of hit on the standard of learning and education at London Met. I wanted to know, like, what you guys had, like, one idea that you guys had to kind of build that up for the students, because you guys are both VP for education. I want to know what kind of changes would you make in the lessons or outside of the lessons to make sure that it changes our learning.
Thank you.
So I will create more workshops for students. So I've actually got a workshop coming up called the Reading Circle, and I thought it would be really good for like international students if they came. So it's a way for students to engage in critical reading and critical learning and meeting new people and getting together. So we'll create more forums like that. We'll have certain forums that are theory-based, and I was going to create a platform called Connect Talks for students to talk out loud about interest talks and things that they're interested in, and just kind of feel like a community of practice between students. And more events, basically. Guest speakers, everything.
Okay, that's I'll create a kind of platform where students we have the opportunity to express themselves, to be able to, whatever be the problem, whatever they are facing and they want to see happen, they will have the opportunity to express it. And I'll make sure they have feedback, good feedback on that. Thank you.
If the public has a question, you are very welcome.
Apologies if my question has been asked. In terms of what you're running for, what have you done in the last 12 months, you think? What have you done in the last 12 months in terms of the school community that you think has prepared you for the role you're going forward? Which experience could you draw on moving forward that will make you a successful candidate for that post? Okay, that's the question. Should I?
Yeah, one more time.
Is that clear?
Yeah, one more time.
One more time.
Okay, so two things. What I'll explain myself. I think a big thing about leadership is being able to draw on your previous experience and the mistakes, reflecting your mistakes and your successes moving forward. So in terms of the experience in the last 12 months, I'm assuming you've both been in another post. I know you've been. What experiences from that role has prepared you for this new role? And if you could be specific, maybe outline certain projects or initiatives that you've generated that you think may create some sort of foundations for the new role that you're going for.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
So this year, personally for me, I have learned loads of new skills. I have learned to chair meetings. I have networked with senior leadership in the university. I've also been on the academic boards and the board of governors, LTQC meetings, and I have learned to lobby for various things for students in these meetings. I've also learned personally, my personal learning curve, I would say, is to utilise my connections correctly It took a while for me to figure out who to talk to for what or where to go, but I definitely feel like that is something that I've learned this year, and I can definitely bring that into the next year. Also planning events, I have been on various training as well for race and equity, LGBTQ training, and various other training. Oh, there's too many to mention, honestly, but everything I've learned this year, I'd like to synthesize and bring into next year. As for projects, I have started a London Met Decoded project in collaboration with Kevin Brazan. That's about intersectionality and critical race theory, and we send out workshops for students who can do like a podcast and create content online so that they can discuss these things also. I'm also doing a wellbeing campaign because I feel like wellbeing is essential for students. Before studying, I think wellbeing should be our top priority before studying. So I would like to ensure that all our students are happy in what they are doing, and yeah. There's been many more, but there's too much to explain, so I'm going to give it over to Eddie. Thank you.
Okay. Is that a question here to you? Or would you like to repeat it?
I will try to paraphrase there. I'm not a general So think about your last 12 months, what you experienced in the last 12 months, how that prepares you for the role you're going for, and any projects you've worked on that you could draw on to make you successful at this role.
How the last 12 months would be useful to you? To make a good leader in this role for a VP education?
Okay, actually, it's just my 2 months here.
Oh, sorry, okay.
Yeah, it's just my 2 months. So, but because of the experience I had, when I joined the school, there are some hurdles I had, so I decided to be involved in the things that concern students and see if there's a way I can help, because I know other students coming might face the same thing. So I want to create a kind of platform for the ones coming in order not to face the same issue that I faced. They kind of, be involved in everything that has to do with students' life, assist students and represent them well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Tamika. Thank you, Emma. It's been amazing. Kara, would you like to add something? Oh, okay, guys.
Unless you would like to say anything else.
Would you like to add something, guys? Is that enough?
Okay, I just want to ask them to vote for me.
Why not?
Alright, guys, please vote for me.
Tamika, would you like to add something?
No, it's for me.
Vote for me, just me, with your number one vote. Together we are better.
Okay, so that was the guys from VP Education. Now we are moving for the next category, which is VP Activities and Opportunities. So, what the VP Activities and Opportunities Officers means at London Metropolitan?
Please, guys, can you come forward?
Wow. Okay, so for VP Activities and Opportunities, we have Asti, Everson, Gaia, Itikar, John Paul, John, Manfred, Mobin, and Natalie. Okay, so we will just check if everyone is here. Are you set? The first next is here. That's good. Everton. Okay. Gara Kodone. Gara you're there. Aftikar not here. John Paul. Anyone like John Paul?
Yeah, Paul is still on his way.
Still on his way, you're
shit,
back.
thank you. John Clay. Thank you. Manfred. Thank you. Bobby Ahmad. Nathan Johnson. Not here. Okay. So beautiful people. What the VP Activities and Opportunities Future Officers for you means? This is the role which represents and supports the student body regarding student opportunities, including student activities, all the events which you will be organizing them, very important. Volunteering, which will make with them. Employability, which will be working with them. And other student-led activities that the student experience includes. So this role ensures that students at London Metropolitan University have opportunities to meet people in person, form communities, and develop skills with a focus on providing fair and equal access to all of us. Okay, so every candidate will also have a 2-minute speech and time to convince you to vote for them. Aiste, we start with you.
Would you want us to stand up?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah?
Hello everyone, my name is Aiste and I want to introduce myself a little bit. So I am in my final year of university and I am studying games programming degree. I have created and been the president of the Gamer Society, which has been one of the most successful societies in the university. And I have also been a student rep for nearly 3 years as well. My goals as Vice President of Activities and Opportunities would not only be improving students' lives, but will also be improving the Students' Union itself. But I want to start off with Students' Campus Life first. So, as a student myself, I know how stressful it is to be a student and how stressful it is to study. So one of my goals is to reduce stress levels, and one of the better ways to do it is to create animal therapies. Now, I'm not sure how many of you are aware of what animal therapies are, but they're just, you get to spend some time with animals, pet some kitties, some puppies. So my goal would be to invite local animal shelters so that people could spend time with some animals, and in return, they could also donate to charity. Now I want to continue with what I think is the most important part of my speech, is improving the Students' Union. So since I have been working with the Students' Union ever since I basically started university, I noticed a few things that do need improvement. One of the things is some things take too long to get processed, such as for societies is whether it's room bookings or fund requests. And I have spoken with other committee members and other society leaders, and most people have a low satisfaction rate with the Students' Union and how things are done. But I can change that, because I know what is wrong, I know where to start. I might not know how to exactly fix it, but I can try. And that can only be done if I receive your votes. Thank you.
Questions.
Oh, yeah. Any questions?
Okay, guys, everyone has a question from the floor.
Yes.
Question?
Yes.
Take a mic, please introduce yourself, which course you study, and what's the question?
Hello everyone, my name is Sunny Panchal. I'm pursuing Masters into Business Administration. I have, like you talked about animal therapy.
Yes.
Does our college, university allows animal in the premises?
Sorry, I don't think I understood.
Is it permissible in our campus, the
Is it
animals? Yes.
So,
To bring them here.
Is it allowed to bring that?
is it allowed to bring animals inside? Okay, so I have not participated in it, but I know people who did. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, like I said, I have not participated, but this year, our university, it wasn't like an animal therapy session, but we did bring in some animals. And since I am the president of a big society, people speak. People speak all the time, and I know they had a high satisfaction rate of that. And some people even said that they would like it to happen more often. So I cannot say that the idea is completely original, because it already has happened before. But what I'm saying is that my idea is a bit of a twist of what already has happened.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions?
One question, yes.
Okay, if anyone has another question from the floor, Very open. Tamika?
What types of
That's good.
what other activities would you see yourself creating in the year to come if you become activities and opportunities Vice President?
Oh, thank you, Tamika.
Few other activities that I have come up with includes volunteering. So I know that there are a lot of people who want to do good, but they can't because it's either too far, they don't have the time, stuff like that. I also want to invite, if possible, blood donation centers, that they would come here and people would be able to donate blood to those who are in need. Because I think for most people, nearest blood centers, they're maybe train rides away, bus rides away. This would be accessible. Literally, let's say maybe it was in the Rocket or somewhere sanitary. People would be able to do it as basically at the university's doorstep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay, guys. Thank you. It's been truly appreciated. Guys, if anyone has one more question, the floor is open. Feel free to ask them. Otherwise, we will ask them anyway. If anyone wants a question? Okay. So, we prepared some questions to you. Ice-T. The question is, what would you do to support students to actually develop new skills and improve their chance for the employability? That's the question.
I think the main thing to improve people's employability would be to create such activities which increase and improve their social skills. And social skills nowadays are incredibly important, and I'm saying it as an introvert and someone who struggles with social skills. This is something that I would improve. Just simply activities that would improve their social skills.
Okay, guys. Ice-T, thank you very much. Now we are moving forward to the next candidate. Gaia Kotone, the floor is open to you. 2 minutes.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Gaia. I'm studying third year Criminology and Youth Studies, and I'm running as a VP of Activities and Opportunities because I'm honestly at a lot of opportunity in the university through my third year. I'm working as a student ambassador currently, and I work in the admin team, and I've been part of many societies, and I'm currently committee member of the Amnesty International University as a secretary. So I'm honestly really involved, and I feel that this step is the next step to be as much as involved as I can in the university to end up my degree as best as I can. One of the main goals will be inclusion for me because I understand the diversity in our university, and I want to be sure that all the activities and opportunities that we have are comprehensive of all the diversity that our university has. All the activities that we have now had really successful, and they're really successful. For example, the Holy Festival that we had, it was really successful. So I want to contribute with that, including all the diversity. I feel all kids should be more involved as well, and that in part of the inclusion as well, because it's not fair. Like they're really valuable and they have lots to offer. And even if we are half an hour back, that doesn't mean that they're not should be as much as involved as we are. I feel it, they feel it, and we should work together more. One other main point for me would be accessibility, because I'm currently struggle to make events as a student, and I wanted to work with the activities team to make the event smoother, easier, and funnier for everybody, for all the students, so everybody can be part and could be more inclusive in the university. Yes.
Amazing. Again, thank you. So now is the questions time. The floor is open to ask some questions. The time is for you. If the floor has any questions to our candidate Gaia. Any questions? Any question? You are very welcome.
My name is Emmanuel, I'm studying law.
We all know you very well.
Thank you. Just want to ask, what motivated you to run for this post? And what are you going to leave behind if you were elected as a leader in a post-mortem reform?
So what motivates me is all the connection I created through my own 3 years and all the involvement I had. I really feel that this decision would be the next step that would really makes me feel I really did as much as I could in this university. And what I will leave if I have this position for these 3 years is like for this year, for the next year, would be more, as I said, accessibility and more inclusion, and as well as lots of fun, because that's what a university is about as well. Not just study, but fun, and that's what I want to implement as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been truly appreciated. There is time for another 2 questions. We strongly recommend it to you. Amazing, excellent. So, which course are you studying? What's your name for the question?
Hi, I'm Oliver. I am studying as first year in maths. Gaia, I remember you saying something about having the Orchid students come here or somehow. Do you have a plan for that already in mind when you become the activities and opportunities? Sorry.
Thank you.
Sure.
So basically, in Allgate there is monthly some exposition of different subjects that they study, and I don't understand why we don't do that here too. Like after Allgate exposition, they should come here as well with photography exposition or architecture expositions. So that should be one of them. That's like coming out of my mind right now. But I think there are many others that can be brought up, right? Right? You said that. Yes.
Sorry.
There is one more question. You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. So I have one question. What are your plans for culture exchange or geographical location exchange? Let's say students from LMU are traveling to other countries and having experiences. So as per VP, what are the activities that you could organize for that?
So currently the activities team is doing a monthly calendar inclusion where they're explaining all in details every day what the events are happening and what celebration are we having in the year for everybody worldwide. I feel as activities and opportunities president, vice president, we should have like meetings before to see the inclusion calendar and see when and how do events of this event actually traditions and festivity they're happening. Yeah, like the holy one that we had, and that's or the.
Thank you. I can see that we have one more person. Is that for the same category?
Yeah, John Paul.
John Paul, welcome. You're very welcome. Join us. Please feel free. So now we are moving to another candidate. This is John Paul. John Paul, the floor is yours. There's 2 minutes for a speech.
So I wrote a little speech on my way here, so don't get to take too much of your time. So I hope you don't mind if I read it. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is John Paul. Like I said, I wrote a little speech, and before I go ahead with my campaign, I'll first of all like those here to know about the person, John Paul. Growing up, I was bullied a lot by classmates, by seniors, and by prefects. I was maltreated by some of my teachers, so much so that I was timid or scared to tell anyone around me, including my parents. Those that were supposed to protect me from situations like this were the same people that enabled it. Years later, I became a leader of the third largest society on campus. The experiences I had above fueled me to fight for students' rights, to kick against injustice at every given opportunity. As the leader of this society, I was able to get approved the largest budget that had been approved for that society since inception. This enabled us to work on one of the greatest projects that this society had ever embarked on since inception. It was kind of weird because at the beginning, when we came up with the idea, when we decided, oh, we wanted to work on this, these are the things we wanted to do. We really didn't know much. We didn't have technical expertise. All we had was a precise plan. A precise plan which we were going to follow and ensure that it was actualized. While being the leader of this society, I restructured the way everything was. I changed different positions to ensure that we became much more effective and efficient in operations. I came up with schemes to finance students, to finance other projects that we had at hand during that year. This earned me the award of exemplary student leader of the year. I would like to say that all of this was not easy to accomplish. Most of the time, it warranted me going to bed at 1 a.m. and waking up as early as 4:30 a.m. and it was really stressful. Coupled with this, I was running a small business as at then, and I also had my own academics to focus on. And I'm proud to say that none of those suffered throughout my career. Also, lots of the members of this society still call me to seek for advice, and I've heard it a couple of times. Some of them referring to my tenure when I was president, to still be one of so much example. Now, that was just a brief about me. What do I bring to the table?
Okay, we just have 2 minutes.
Yeah. Bullet points, quickly. What do I bring to the table? I would ensure that students' views are heard. I will create platforms for students to showcase their talents and pitch themselves to major stakeholders. I intend on coming up with some sort of like a mentorship programs for both current students and alumni of the university that are already in the industry. I intend on providing opportunities for students to gain relevant skills through voluntary internship and on-campus jobs. I also would make sure that all of these opportunities that are provided would be equally distributed amongst no discrimination. And then finally, I would also ensure that students feel at home, even as a school in London. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay, thank you. It's been appreciated. And John Paul, there is time for 3 questions too. I think that the floor will be ready to ask the questions. Yes, Denise, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Paul, John Paul.
Yeah.
Right, you mentioned about that project.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the project is.
Okay.
Could you just talk about it a bit?
Okay.
Tell me about what you did?
Okay. It was supposed to be a film. I was supposed to do a film. My bachelor's, I have bachelor's in mechanical engineering, so you could see it was a stretch.
Yes.
I had no experience whatsoever with film.
But you did it.
But I was ready. I had a plan. I wasn't the director. Those we had in the society, they were not actors, but we had a plan, and we executed the plan, and it was a huge success.
So what was it? What was it? What did you do? You created a film?
Yeah, a movie.
Oh, what was the movie? Just give me the name of the movie.
The Wheel.
The Wheel.
The
And just
Wheel.
give us a gist of what it was about.
Okay, it had to do with a struggling teenager who had some sort of like plan for herself. She knew what she wanted to do. But for some weird reason, her parents wanted to impose. They wanted to impose on her their own opinions. They wanted to live their life through her. And then we were able to show how it played out. And then it was sort of like a moral lesson to teach parents not to impose what they feel their children should be, but rather support them in their decision to become what they want to be.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jean-Paul. Now it's time for 2 more questions for our candidate. Is anyone has any question from the public? Anyone have that? One more question, please.
For Gigi. I have a question for Gigi.
For Gigi.
Can she get it? Can I ask her a question? Is it for the panel? Or
Yeah.
just for him?
Can we just finish this?
Him. Okay.
We just finished because we're moving forward to this candidate. But there will be time for every candidate will get the questions. So everyone gets 3 questions. So now it's time for next question for Jean-Paul. If no one has a question, I have it prepared. So Jean-Paul, the question is: what do you think is the role of activities within the university's environment, and how will you promote activities to other students? What's your idea for it?
Okay, activities. I like to say, while drafting my manifesto, I had lots more to say, but then it was impressive, just 500 words. Activities, I see it as engaging students even while they stay at the university, making sure that aside their studies, aside their academics, they have something else going for them. How do I intend on promoting this? I'll talk about societies. In London, we have like a large society of different international student groups. So I intend on promoting things like that. Personally, as an individual, I have most of my friends are from other nationalities, and when I talk with them, I get to know more about their culture, their country, and things like that. And with knowledge like this, I can push for activities that will make them feel, oh, London Met is a home, far away from home.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much for it. Thank you also. It's been truly appreciated. So now it's time to move to the next candidate, which is John Clay. John, you have 2 minutes for your excellent speech. Feel free. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, all. How are we? You all good?
Yeah.
Yes. Excellent. First of all, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself, because I have been here for 2.5 years now. I did the foundation year. I did last year was my first year, and then this is my second year proper. I'm on the event management course, so I'm studying on events in particular. I have been, before coming here, my previous life, I was an actor and performer for over 10 years. And in that time I built up a lot of contacts in the industry. I know a lot of people how to put events on. I've organised events and I've organised various different activities across the board, from charitable activities to acting activities, creating opportunities left, right and centre for various people, which is why I am now standing for the Vice President of Activities and Opportunities Coordinator. I have been doing the events management course for 2.5 years now, and I have learned a lot in that time. I've built up a lot of skills. I have developed a lot of relationships with a lot of people. I've been a student representative for the last 2.5 years. In my first year, I was Student Rep of the Year for the foundation course, and since I've been at this university, I have met, I would say, pretty much about 3/4 of the students that have been here in my time here. A lot of you will probably recognise me because I'm always around on campus. Should you vote for me and elect me in this position, key things that I would like to do, I would like to create opportunities within various industries for meaningful paid summer work. Particularly, I think this will affect a lot of the international students, so that when you are between your semesters, there are things that you can do to keep your income going. I think we can liaise with a lot of local companies to make sure that people have got things going on. I'm aware that a lot of the students here have families at home. I myself have 2 children, and I think that there's a lot more the university can do to arrange for students to have family-related events so that you don't miss out. Because a lot of the time people can't come here because I've got to look after the kids. If you can bring your kids, you're not going to miss out. Things like that. I think also there's a big opportunity for us to partner with local and within London theatres and pubs and clubs to have discounted nights out and discounted shows that you can go to and things like that. I think we can organise that quite easily. I'd like to raise the profile of the student union. I personally don't think that enough students are aware of what happens within the student union and what benefits they can get from it. So I'd like to raise that profile. And also, a lot of people here have also mentioned societies that they're part of. But I can guarantee that not everybody, even in this room, knows of every single society that is available to you to join. I want to make sure that that is available. We're talking about activities and opportunities here, so I want to make sure that you are all aware of what actually is there available to you. A debating society is there. We have the event society. There are various sporting societies that I'm sure none of you are aware about. I would like to make sure that we have meet and greets, particularly within the welcome weeks and at the start of the academic year, so that we can all find all these things out. How am I doing on time? How am I doing on time? Am I alright? I'm done. Fair enough. That's it. That's fine. I had 2 more points, but never mind. I am now open to questions.
Okay, thank you very much for it. Thank you very much, John. There's time for 3 questions to you, so you can include your points as well. If the floor has any questions to John. Any questions? Denise? No problem. And we go to Tamika, okay?
Thank you. John, I hear you're very impressive. And can you give me an idea of one of the plans that you have to really inform students about the different societies? Can you tell me one thing that you're planning on doing?
Yeah, of course, not a problem. I have, as I say, I know lots of students and lots of people within the societies. So my plan would be to have an open evening or an open afternoon, say in the Rocket, so that everybody can have their own little stall, their own little table, and the students can then approach them and find out exactly what the society is about, what they are wanting to do, and how they are wanting to do it. Because I don't think that people actually know. So I would like the secretaries of each of the societies to be able to come, sit down, display themselves, and explain what they are, what we're all about.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. I think that there is one more question. Tamika.
Hi, John. I just wanted to know, what is your plan of action and how do you plan on promoting these events that you talk about?
That's actually an easier thing to do than a lot of people realise. This is something that I don't think is exploited enough. So obviously we have a students' union, that's fine. But we also have so many spaces within the university itself. I'm sure you've seen lots of posters popped up around left, right and centre. But if we have an event going on, for example tonight, hands up who knows about the London Met Has Talent event. About half of the people in here right now are aware that tonight in the Rocket it's the final of the London Met Has Talent. I think that this event, for all it's an incredible event, and I know the people that have organised it, I think it could have been advertised a lot better. I think it could have been advertised a lot wider. And I believe that there are various places within the university itself that are not being exploited for posters, people actually standing and talking about it, like we are right now. We're all talking in here right now. There are lots of times that you can do this kind of event to promote the event that's going on. And I think that we can exploit that a lot more.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Very interesting. If there's any more questions, to people who was first. We have a question from Floor, first candidate. Shall we go first?
Yeah, for the gentleman here, I believe that effective leadership is about continuity. And I know you've spoken about things you would do differently from the current the union. But thinking back on what this current student union does really well, what can you build on? Because I know there are lots of things that you do really, really well. So which one of those things that you think you could build on to make your term, if you get elected, successful?
I think the building blocks are there already. The student union does an incredible amount for the students. I think really what the next step is to actually making sure that the entire student body is aware of what is available to them, because currently I don't believe that they do. I don't think that the entire student body here, I mean, we've got what, 10,000 students coming here on a weekly basis? And I don't think that we have 10,000 students who understand exactly what is available to them. So the building blocks that I would like to be moving forward with is ensuring that every generation of students that comes through is aware from the very, very start of exactly how much more is available to them. We are not just students here, we are a community. We are people who are here for each other. We have student representatives. We have people who are trying to make it a more enjoyable experience, not just lectures and seminars, but all the other things that go on, and making sure that everybody is aware of what is available. And I think that if I can do that over the course of my year, that can continue on with whoever takes over from myself next year.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I think there was time for one more question. There was someone willing to ask question from our candidates. To jump to you. One more quick question, please keep it short.
When he asked you a question, you mentioned that you'd like to do some kind of promotion events to promote societies, like in the Rocket. We have 2 events like that in a year. Basically Welcome Week number 1 and Welcome Week number 2. And then in the sports hall, societies can promote themselves.
Okay.
Do you think such events are more, like do they need to become more often, more common? Because you said you would make more of them in the Rocket, for example.
Yes, to answer the question in a word, yes, I definitely think that there should be more of these events. Just doing it in Welcome Week, I don't think that it gets the word out enough, because a lot of students don't attend Welcome Week because there's no lectures, there's no seminars. Personally, I've been here, like I say, for 2.5 years. I haven't had the opportunity to come to a Welcome Week, simply because I have children at home. If I don't have to be here for a lecture or a seminar, then more than likely I'm looking after my kids. So I think that having them at times when you know that you're going to get a lot more footfall of regular students on campus, I think that that would actually work better instead of just your Welcome Week and your Welcome Week. A lot of students don't bother with Welcome Week, I don't think, because there's nothing lecture or seminar-wise. There's lots going on, don't get me wrong, and there's lots organised by the student union, and the work that's done is absolutely fantastic, but I just think that a lot of students will kind of not bother coming in every single day for Welcome Week. So I think that during the semester itself, when everybody is actually coming to campus, it'd be a better time to add on with that.
I have participated in Welcome Week.
There's one question.
Okay.
That's okay, we'll time for it later. That's fine. Thank you. Okay, so now we're moving to the next candidate, which is Manfred. Manfred, you want to shout? You want to shout, guys? Margaret, the floor is yours. There is still 2 minutes.
Yep.
Feel free.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here today. My name is Manpreet, and I'm an international student at London Met, and I'm on my way to complete my final project. And I'm running for the position of Vice President Activities and Opportunities. Some of you already know me, however, who don't, I'm still Manpreet, and I can be your next Vice President. And as many of you, I started my journey at London Met with the motive, though one of it was to avoid getting married to a guy of my parents' choice. However, primarily I had a vision, a vision to identify new career possibilities, to learn, to grow, and to set an example, especially for the girls in my community who give up their careers in their late 20s and 30s. During my journey at London Met, I have been part of many important events. Through constant engagement and collaborative efforts with other students on campus, I have been successful in expanding my social and professional network. This experience has helped me to identify the gaps which I would like to bridge and work upon if I get elected. And as I said in my manifesto, I vouch for equal rights and opportunities, and this will be possible if you guys vote and give me a chance. And if there isn't an opportunity, and I believe in creating one, and that's why I have taken this chance to prove myself here. And as your next VP for Activities and Opportunities, I would like to introduce a language club to help students of different backgrounds and ethnicities to verbally engage, learn, and interact with other students in a fun way. I also aim to start an alumni club and a guest lecture series to help you expand your network and learn from your struggles and learn from the struggles of your peers who have already been in the industries. Equally, to make your university life more fun and rewarding, I would like to focus on organizing educational and leisure trips, inter-university sports events, celebrating different cultures, and empowering student engagement through alumni societies. As your next Vice President for Activities and Opportunities, I will ensure that your ideas and your vision is being recognized and heard. Well, I'm here to do my part, and I know you guys are smart, so vote and give me this chance.
Thank you very much, Manpreet. Thank you. Guys, any questions from the floor? The floor is open to you. Don't lose the opportunity to ask the questions. I know you have them.
I think someone said.
Is anyone has a question? You have a question? Okay. Okay. If anyone has a question, it's very welcome. Okay. Who's on these? That's good? No problem.
So Manpreet, I'm really happy that you were bold enough to come and to listen. And I'm really happy that you're here as an international student. And being an international student, what in this role, what would you do different as an international student to really captivate that audience of students and bring them together?
Thank you for this question, yes. And I have already been thinking of it because I have experienced so many things being here as an international student. And that was the idea behind introducing a language club, because most of the students, especially the international students who are here, the biggest barrier is communication. And I think introducing that thing would help them to engage, not just to learn English because they have already met the language criteria to be here, but it's just to engage them verbally and interact with other students. So that was the main idea behind it. So the more engagement will help them to get involved in the student community.
Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the answer. There's one more question.
Thank you very much. And I'm motivated by the speech that you left your country because your parents wanted you to get married to somebody.
That was one of the reasons.
Really, I'm glad that you are here to study and to do what you want. Okay, question. Will you, to that extent, will you do something for, maybe organize a group or do an activity for such students who perhaps have faced something, or in the future will face something like that after studying and will go back to India?
Okay.
Will you do something for them? Will you do an activity to that extent?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew. This is the second time I'm seeing you here. I saw you first, I believe, in Student Awards. So, see, being here, I have already set an example for the people in my community. And the students who are from India, I like to interact with them. I try to maximize my engagement. The reason behind this is because the country I come from, it's still a taboo that if you are 30 and you're still not married. So that was one thing that I really wanted to break, because I think I have a lot more to do with what I have learned throughout, because I have worked for almost 6 years and then I decided to do my master's and come here. So if I achieve and I do something good, I can set example for others. And I believe if I can just influence one girl to take a stand for herself, would be my achievement.
Okay, lovely. There is still time for one more question from the floor. Anyone is welcome. If there is any question, if not, we have it prepared to you. So, there's one more question. How will you work to ensure that events and activities which are happening with students at the university that are sustainable, and what step will you take to reduce the carbon footprint of the campus? It will be any way to introduce that.
I think university and our student union has already been doing good to promote that. But I would like to add on to that thing by just creating an awareness among students to use public transport. Anyways, many of us are already doing that and try to maximize walking and using biking to come here. That would be one thing. And other than that, minimize the usage of disposable items such as plates, cups and all during our events and activities, because that would be one thing in which we can save the environment. We can use recyclable or reusable, such as glass bottles or cups. So that would be one thing. And I think we can also introduce sustainability society, like which can help to spread awareness, engaging staff members and students.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have we time for it? Time for it. Guys, now is the time to introduce our next candidate, which is Everton. Everton, you are very welcome. The floor is yours. There are still 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Feel free.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Hello, everyone. This is very low, right? Hello. So my name is Everton. As you can see, I'm running for the same position as my beautiful other candidates. I'm gonna be very simple because I'm a simple person. Yeah. As all my colleagues, we all have the same plans to work with the student union, with activities coordinator, with other departments and officers, of course. But what I plan to do and what I want to do, and before I go that way, I'm gonna quickly introduce my CV. Well, I have been a student rep for nearly 3 years. I've been in charge of many of the activities for my course. I'm studying business management. I'm on track to get first class degree, and last year I had one of the highest average marks in my class. And I've been working as well in student union as a receptionist. I think some of you have seen me already there. I have been invited to be a mentor for first and second year students. So there's something else I do as well. But let's go for what I'm going to be doing in my role. So first of all, I will show that I'm really committed to this role. I will be donated 2% of my annual salary to different charities.
Wow.
Thank you. I also gonna be working. I think I want to very quickly doing an exercise with you guys. Look around, and I want to you guys, hands up. How many of you are not running for a position here for this academic year? So we got 3, and those 2 of that. So we got around 5, 6 people, right? So how many students do we have in the London Metropolitan University? Many. So it's clearly that the students are not involved enough in this student union, and this is what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to introduce I'm planning to introduce a program where the students can get involved in promote activities. So I'm gonna call the student promoters. I can work better on the name later. What I can do as well, what I'm going to be doing as well, I want to work with the sponsors. So yes, I want to go outside, speak with the local community, local business, small business, medium business, and tell them, listen, I got a university with over 10,000 students, would be able to, to sponsor some of our events. And in this way, we'll have more budget to use it for other activities.
Thank you, it's been appreciated. Now it's time to ask some questions. Floor is open. Who is ready for the question? Yeah, no problem. Very welcome.
Just a quick one. How are we going to know that you're donating that money?
That's a great question, right? Thank you. So all the president and the VP roles, they have Instagram. So I'm planning to go to the class first, speak with the students, and ask them which charity you guys think it would be, this money going to be useful. And then once we take the names and decide which charity we're going to donate to, I will do a live in the Instagram to show this money being donated to that charity.
There is time for one more question. That's okay.
Hello, Tim. Do you have any charity that you want to propose, or you're planning to have one? Do you have any charity that you're planning to give the 2% to?
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's this very interesting and very important cause. They support people who, for some reason had cancer, and they not able to, pay for that bill. I'm planning to, propose to the students that that's a charity, but we have a few other names that are quite, credible, that would be, that money would be useful for them.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Everton. Thank you, guys. If there's any question more from the floor? One question from a candidate. Here you go.
Hello, you mentioned donating 2% to charity. Now, I understand that it's a beautiful cause, but the question is, are you donating to charity so we vote for you, or you're donating to charity for some sort of cause? And if you're donating for that cause, why make it public?
Thank you for the question. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Who does know me a little bit better? They know that I love help. I love help people. I I have been involved when I think it was at 19. I worked as a missionary for 2 years without getting paid for those 2 years. I've been, donate blood around every 3 or 4 months for like as long as I can remember, and I've made them public. I think the idea to show that this money is going to be donated, and I understand that this is quite new, right? So nobody ever maybe said that, is to show people that we can, there's people out there who needs us, and perhaps we are so busy with our routine that we don't see that. So my idea to say that I will promote that is perhaps to some way wake up this feeling, this good feeling in other people, and make them to also participate and join me in this cause. And you're more than helping to join me.
Thank you very much for it.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you. So now, that's the finish of this category. Thank you, VP activities and opportunities. Thank you. Thank you, Charles.
As a candidate of Vice President, Equity and Welfare, my manifesto is equity and diversity, student advocacy, financial support, accessibility, community building, mental health and well-being. In short, I am committed to creating a university environment that is welcoming, inclusive, and supportive for all students. I believe that together we can make London Metropolitan University a place where everyone can achieve their full potential, because unity in diversity, equal opportunities, better future. For this need your vote and support, and cast your vote and choose number 1 for Ali. Your few winners will bring positive change because your vote matters.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ali. It's been appreciated. Now it's the time to move another candidate, and there will be time for some questions as well. We're moving forward. That's the problem. So now we're moving forward to Anna Brito. Anna?
Changing it up a little bit. Okay, alright.
Because of time, I think.
So there is 2 minutes for you. The floor is yours. And there will be still time to ask some questions. All of you can speak. Questions.
You caught me off guard. I mean, okay, I was expecting some questions. I have my little notes. So, hi everyone. My name is Anna Brito. I'm a 3rd-year student, so I'm studying Society, Politics, and Policy. I've been really fortunate for the experiences that I've been able to have at London Met. I've built a family here, if I'm being honest, and I'm really passionate about being able to provide the same experiences to other students regardless of their backgrounds and the situation that they might find themselves in. That is why I'm running for Equity and Welfare VP. I've been a receptionist, I've been a student activities assistant, a student rep, I've been a student partner for the curriculum with the university, and I am also a committee member. I am the treasurer for the London Met Amnesty International Society, and I feel like all of those really show the way that I'm involved, not just with Student Union, but with the university as well, and that is something that I would not forget if I had the privilege of being elected, maintaining that relationship, because the Students' Union doesn't work by themselves, and that's something that a lot of the students may not be aware of, unfortunately. If elected, I will strive to work closely with the university, again, to implement further adjustments with the DDS services with regards to expansion of the adjustments that they provide, corporate signage for accessible pathways. I'm not sure if you're aware, there is an accessible pathway in the university. We had just last year, I believe, the lifts didn't work for about 2 weeks. There is an accessible way to go to the top, but you need someone to go with you. It's not properly signed, so a lot of the students might be discouraged to use the university because of that. Again, with regards to alarms, the alarms are not accessible. I'm not sure if you're aware, when they do the routine alarms, they do not flash. So students that cannot hear will not be aware that the alarm is going. And many of us may not think that if there is someone that cannot hear, they will not be aware of that. I believe accessibility starts from the ground up. These are very basic things that we do not have and that I would strive to implement. As well, I would like to shine a light on students that have caring responsibilities. Parents cannot bring their children in the university. Parents cannot bring their students to the university. I will try to get that implemented. Anything else, you can ask in the questions and I will elaborate further. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ruth. It's very interesting. Now it's time to move to another candidate. Moya Ali. Time is yours. Floor is yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Mazhar Ali. I'm running for the position of VP Equity and Welfare. I have very clear vision and I put in my manifesto as action plan. Because sometimes we can say so many things will be done, but the time is very short, only we have 9 or 1 year time. So if I'm elected as your Vice President, I will introduce something like free printing facilities for everyone. So there are a few universities across UK. They are providing free printing facilities for students. So I will bring to London Metropolitan University if I am elected. So another important issue is that as a BP welfare, I will make sure that nobody is left out. Like I will give priority for all community, regardless of their ethnicity, like Black, Asian, and minorities. I will go to the class, I will talk to them in person. I will note it down, what is their problem, what they want to be implemented. So, from their point of view, I will take these things to the Board of Trustees so that it is done for them. So, another point is that employability. So, I will be working very closely together with university's employability team so that all international and national students, they can work and study at the same time. We can see there are so many problems because when they come first to this country, they struggle to find their job. So we'll be helping. And more importantly, I will be working as a team. I want to grow up as a team. I want to work with school reps, student reps, and every student's voice will be so important to me. So vote for me and elect me as your DD Equity and Welfare. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So now is the time for the last candidate, last but not least. Anwar, that's for you. The floor is yours. Thank you. Feel free.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Well, my name is Adebayo Adiaga, as you can see on the board. I'm a fire yellow student, and I'm standing for the position of Vice President Equity and Welfare. When you heard about welfare and equity, what will come to your mind is about the legal termination, the legal terminology, how you can interpret it. I am here to interpret the law in a way you will understand it. If you vote for me, I'm going to work closely with all the vice presidents, opportunity, education, so that we will enlighten them on what to do regarding the legal aspect of it. And again, we'll talk about the heart-to-heart talk to checkmate our mental health, to check our physical health, to check what we need to know about ourselves. This leads me to go to when I was working with MedTens. I have opportunity to work with some international students to admit them. I found out that there's a lot of things that they need to know that they are not aware of, both internationally and locally. But I'm here to stand. If you vote for me, I'll be able to fight for every student, being black, white, without, just to fight discrimination. So if you vote for me, you're voting for the right choice. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now is floor open for the question to our candidates. If the floor has any questions, We're starting with Adebayo. Any questions from the floor? Anyone? Okay, so we prepared some questions to you. Adebayo, what would be your steps to make sure that all of the people, including all of the different diversity, they have an equal access to supporting the mental health? It's the biggest issue right now.
Thank you very much. That's a very wonderful question. It's because I don't have enough time. It's part of my manifesto. We will organize a heart-to-heart talk with them. It's not something that is hard to do. When you see somebody who is having challenges, you will definitely know from his appearance or from his countenance. So heart-to-heart talk will let us to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. If anyone has more questions from the public? We got something for you. The question is, you have a question? Who is it?
Yeah, thank you. Question is to Anna. You mentioned that you're going to make it possible for parents to bring their kids. How are you going to do that? How will you bring it to pass?
I have been asked to read this, and it says, you can bring your child on campus, however, you have to get permission and totally responsible for the care of that child. You will need to sign them on the receptionist area and keep them with you. If you remember, when I started to ramble on was at the end. What I meant to say is I would like students with caring responsibilities to be able to bring the children into the library. And that would be through very much so the same system. If you are a carer for any individual, you are responsible for them wherever you go. And if you use the library, you know that the group area is not silent.
Yeah.
So having a child there on their laptop, having a child there that makes use of the children's books that we have on the first floor, we do have books for children on the first floor, would not be an issue. And it would be a tremendous step for a lot of people that may not have a laptop at home, that may not have the same resources, to be able to come in on a weekend, during the week, and have their children on their side. Parents know how to take care of their children, and if the children is not behaving, they are still responsible and they will need to either leave accordingly or make the child behave. But to not allow people with caring responsibilities access to a tremendous asset that we have, which is the library, which if anyone uses the library, they know how valuable it is. I feel like it is a setback, and I would advocate for it, and that is something that I need to say as well. I cannot promise anything, because I cannot make anything come out of thin air. I would advocate for it on behalf of the students. Thank you.
I want to talk on this topic, just 2 minutes.
That's okay, so we're moving forward to Ali, right? One again, what's the question?
So, okay, yeah, just discussing the same questions.
Okay.
I just suggest some suggestions regarding home cares, because most of our students are married, so most of our university employees are also have child, so university should provide daycare facilities in our university, so it's a good for us. So it's my suggestion, request and suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for this. Okay, and now we're moving forward to another candidate. One more question?
For all the panel.
Okay? That's okay.
My question to the four of you is, drawing from your experience in promoting inclusion, what makes you the ideal candidate for this post?
That's a good question.
Okay, and we are starting with this candidate.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it is really very important question, basically for London Metropolitan University, and it is one of the diverse universities across the UK. So, as a person, as a student, I have some experience from my previous institution. I was AUS delegate, I was student governor trustee, and I was, at the beginning, I was also being officer. So I got some kind of experiences. So how it works actually. So anything, if you want to implement, you need to go to the classroom, you need to be so much interactive to the student, so that you need to listen to them. You need to send your message. You need to tell them we have this kind of opportunities at London Metropolitan University or any organization. So all about visibility. So the more will be visible, the more the inclusivity will be implemented at student union. So this is my point of view.
The other candidates want to add something? Same question? Okay.
So why would I vote? I want the
This
question
guy-
I wanted everyone, why would I vote for you? Because a big thing about this is inclusion.
Yeah.
So how would you promote inclusion that makes you ideal for this role? Your experience with inclusion. I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to vote for.
Oh, you want to socially answer that
that's
question?
what-
Everybody
to answer. Sorry, am I being too pushy? I am. Sorry.
You can just spend 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Thank you very much for that question. I thought the question is just for him. That's why I didn't bother to answer. Well, I discussed with my colleague, when we were in class, there's something that would change in class, whereby we voted for it, and they allow us to take in our statute book and our case law when we are writing exams. So I don't believe that there's nothing that we cannot improve. Like my colleague has said, he said we're going to advocate for it, and which we're going to do as well. The mental health side, we're talking about the welfare of every student, and to make sure that all students are well treated equally, without being biased or without being sentimental. So that is it.
Yes. First of all, it is very important to understand about the difference between equality and equity. Equality and equity is a little bit different. Like equality is the justice and fairness to everyone, and equity is also justice and fairness to everyone. But those are underrepresented, marginalized, deserve more. For example, if I have 3 feet, you have 7 feet. So we want to watch on the other sides of the walls, so you can see easily because you have 7 feet. I am 3 feet. But plane is equal, space is equal, so we are on equal floor. But equity tells us if university provide me chairs, that I will also see another side of wall. So I think must understand about the difference between equality and equity.
Hi. I would say very simply, if I'm being honest, I would be the right candidate for you because I care. I cannot presume, I would not pretend to be part of every culture, of every struggle, of every background. But I would listen, I would give my input, and I would fit into the background. I would bring students in so that they can tell me what they need when I don't understand what is needed. With regards to accessibility, with regards to physical disabilities, and anything of that sense, I would let them speak. That is my passion. I just want everyone to be able to take as much as I have taken, regardless of their background. And I would listen to them to try and make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, candidates. Thank you, audience. That's another question for this category. So that was VP Equity and Welfare. Thank you.
You are doing well. Okay, so you guys are the last one. Hopefully,
Okay, guys.
Let me go and drink some water. Hopefully, the last one for you guys.
Hi everyone, so now is the time for the last category, which is LSU President, main role. So we are having Alexander. Feel free to welcome us. Bella couldn't make it here today. Also, we have Muhammad, Stefan, Bianca, and Vivek. So So, what is the president of SU at London Metropolitan? Is that the main public representative of the organization, which actually means that the role doesn't have a specific portfolio. That's why the people, very talented, who are sitting here, they have to be very smart, flexible in their work, they have to come up with ideas, that's a very responsible work. So, the meaning that each year's role could differ based on the elected person. We are starting with the first candidate, Alexander.
President.
Here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Alexander, 2 minutes, the floor is yours, feel free.
Good evening. My name is Alexander Badman. My belief in leadership is an opportunity to serve and be a leader with open-mindedness, creativity, honesty, integrity, and inspiration. My focus is going to be on aspiration, respect, and bonding. I strive to create opportunities for everyone to exhibit their skills and attitude. Respect is paramount in the world of mind, ruled by politics and economic power, and should be encouraged in our classrooms and any setting. We should also learn to respect each other, the law of the land, the law-abiding citizens. Bonding is an essential part of university experience and is necessary for our entire life. It is important to promote bonding activities and build lasting relationships. Success is not one person achieving their inspiration, but together helping others to realize their dreams. To do this, we must cast special ballots in favor of each other and strive to win together. Aspiration, respect, and bonding are our vision, dream, and goal. We must do it together. Thank you.
Alexander, thank you very much for it. We appreciate it. We are moving to the next candidate, and then will be time for the questions as well. So, awesome. Please feel free. The floor is yours. 2 minutes first.
Let's go back to Africa. When I say of the greatest London Met leaders, you say great. Of the greatest London Met leaders.
Great.
I can't hear you. You guys are sleeping. Of the greatest London Met leaders.
Great.
Yeah, that's what's up. My name is Olsem Olasope. I'm an international student from Nigeria, and I want to be the president. The reason why I want to be the president is not just something that happened overnight. It's something that happened based on me listening to people. When I wrote down my manifesto, it is not my manifesto. I call it the people's manifesto. The people's wants, what they needed. Now, when I came into university, I noticed a couple of challenges which I also want to address. First and foremost, the university prides itself in accessibility and inclusivity, but how far are they doing this? They've got beautiful structures, beautiful buildings, beautiful policies, but how far are they coming along in the implementation of these policies? Now, one of the things I want to influence is the increasing accessibility and inclusivity to all members, all students of the university, irrespective of their nationality, the race, the ethnicity, wherever they come from. Another thing I want to do is student success. What is next after when students graduate from the university? How is the school, how is the university, how is the SU supporting students, especially international students? 80% of the students in this school are all international students. How is the university supporting the students in getting a job, placement, internship, and settling down in the UK? How are they doing this? I also want to be able to help students. And finally, I want to talk about community engagement. Since I've been in this university for about 5-6 months now, there's not been any festival for the African community. I've not seen any known festival.
Okay, thank you very much for it. I can appreciate it. So now is the time for our last but not least candidate, Vivek, the floor is yours. Feel free, you're welcome. The floor is yours.
Hello everyone, my name is Vivek Konjalia. I am pursuing MSc in Computer Networking and Cyber Security, and I am running for president. As you know, I am a very simple person and I make it simple as possible. So my main points are, innovation is always hard, we know that. But I still believe improvement is better than innovation, because we don't innovate every new idea every time. So we can better what we have, and there is my first word come in. So we have one of the best student support here, but I have something we can improve, like timings. We face sometimes very long to get an answer from the faculties or maybe our departments. So it will be improved. And another thing, as one of my friends say, John, so many of the students not attend the welcome week, so they don't about the societies and sports events and many things. So we get more publicities, and we got more events where normal student can attach with the ground, and they know about what's going in the university. So yeah, I want to make a stage where the students come and know what's going around in university and enjoy the university life. Apart from that, my belief, we have sports and fitness, so I think we have a healthcare support as well. We have a healthcare, so as I mentioned earlier, we need to improve it. So if there is something like someone had a big injury in playing football or volleyball, so we have a primary healthcare we want primary healthcare for our university, and yeah, that's the more points.
Thank you very much for it. It's been appreciated. So now it's time to ask some questions. Each candidate will get 2 questions from us, but you are more than welcome to ask them. So the floor is open to the public. If anyone has any questions from the public for our candidates, Tamika? Okay.
This question is for all candidates. I was wondering, as the president, how do you plan on working with the full-time and part-time officers to make this team the best team ever?
Thank you for your question. The only way to go by it is to acknowledge that you cannot do it alone. You need a team, and that is the available team. You have to work together, let them lead, and let them have their say in everything. You cannot enforce anything. I can't enforce anything on the team. We have to talk about it, come to conclusion. Thank you.
I believe that after we elected, we have to meet daily, generate meetings, weekly or monthly, so we know how each other are doing, and behalf of because of knowing everything, we have to work as a team. So we communicate more, and that's why we know how the difficulty we face each other, and we try to solve the problems and set the timing for the everyone, so they can work very efficiently and give the 100% as they can. Like my colleague said, together we can work better together. The truth of the matter is, as a president, we can't do it all by ourselves. We have to rely on each other to be able to lead the administration to greater heights. So, for example, one of the things that I want to do personally is work with the VP Education in terms of the vein attainment gap. You know, we could research on that, and that is your office. So that is one of the things that we plan to do, and work with other the VPs, for example, the VP activities and opportunity. As a president, I'm going to work with them in organizing as many festivals as possible. I'm African, I love the culture, I love the Indian culture, the Nepal culture, the Bangladesh culture. Every nationality, we are supposed to have a festivals that would appreciate, that would make these people feel like they are home. So we're working with all the VPs together.
So first of all, in terms of the full-time officers, I would have probably 2 meetings a month with the full-time officers just to catch up, see where we are at and what projects we can work on, where we need help. Probably have one-to-one meetings just for our well-being, to understand how we can work together, what help we need from each other. With part-time officers, I would have probably a meeting once a month, just because they are working part-time. We have different schedules, just understand what they want. I want to understand their objectives for the year and how we can work with the full-time officers together. Yeah, I just want to make sure we are working together as a team and to achieve the same goal.
Thank you. And now is the time for the last final question. The honor is yours. The question to all candidates.
As president, I'm sure you'll be aware that you will encounter your colleagues who will create challenges to your vision. So what I'm interested in is, what is your experience in implementing change, particularly with managing challenges like those? How would you manage your colleagues who would be blockers to you, or blockers to your vision, and not on board with what you're trying to achieve?
Thank you. You cannot have the belief that everybody will go along with whatever you are doing or you wanted to do. We should always expect the type of situation you talk about now. And the only way to bring people along is to hear them out. If you hear them out, there will always be a way, a solution to bring them in, to come along. It's just a matter of understanding. Thank you.
In my opinion, challenges is part of life, and it's hard to face alone. But we can work together as a full-time officer and part-time officer. If we make a great team and work together, so I think nothing is impossible, or maybe nothing is too hard to face. So we will figure it out together.
Basically, I think if people are not challenging your ideas, what you want to do, you're doing the wrong thing. So it is expected that people are always, you're going to encounter challenges, people are always going to have another idea. And one thing I pride myself in is I used to work on radio, so I did a program that you have to listen to people's problems, their needs, their wants and all that. So this has actually helped me in being in paying attention to people, what they need, because sometimes I may be wrong, my vision may be wrong, but one thing that I want to do is to be able to listen to people, pay attention to their needs, and if I'm able to do that, I believe we can reach a common ground. Thank you.
I will try to see their point of view and also have the open, honest conversations and understand that obviously we are different people, we have different views, but we should come to work together as a team, and if that's not the case, we can work on our personal goals, and also we are trying to make it work.
Okay, and that was all from us. That was our last interview. So we'd like to thank you.
I would like to say good luck to all of you guys. All of you guys did really, really well. Really, really well. And I just want to say this year I'm seeing
so much potential in all of you guys. And I want you to know, even if you win or not win, you did well by standing. All right? So I really want to let you guys know that whatever happens, you still work together. Because when I came in, one of my things is together everyone achieves more, and that's teamwork. But just bear in mind, it's not all the time it's gonna work, but try your best.